The Confucius Institute at the University of Zimbabwe would not have known its current thriving development without the efforts of Vice Chancellor Levi Nyagura, for it was this Professor Emeritus who introduced the teaching of the Chinese language in university programs in Zimbabwe. And it was he who in 2007 was active in the founding of the first Confucius Institute in Southern Africa.
We want the Chinese language to be just like, French, like Portuguese, like Kiswahili that we are teaching here. It must have the same status, and it already has that status.
The Chinese teachers are often there for only a short while, and most of them do not even speak the language of the host country. So Professor Nyagura decided to establish the training program of Zimbabwean teachers of Chinese at the Confucius Institute at the University of Zimbabwe. It was one of the first in Africa to introduce local teachers into the faculty. 7 local teachers have already taken up their posts and are preparing for a trip to China to improve their knowledge of the language.
This is University of China, and that helped us quite a lot in realizing the dream that we have of producing local teachers. They understood the targets that we set for ourselves in terms of institutionalizing the teaching of the Chinese language and culture, and so they've assisted us in developing, local Chinese, teachers.
Professor Nyagura can't count the number of times he's visited China. For over a decade, he has been at the outpost of exchanges, particularly in the field of academic research. Despite many obstacles, for more than 3 years, he personally directed the team of Sino-Zimbabwean language experts who completed the first official Shona Chinese Chinese-Shona dictionary.
I think in a global village, we now need to embrace the whole world as it exists. And so we wanted to be able to communicate with the Chinese people. We wanted to increase travel between our people and, the Chinese people.
Professor Nyagura never imagined that almost a decade later, the Confucius Institute at the University of Zimbabwe would have over 7,000 students enrolled. Under his leadership, the institute has twice won, in 2012 and 2013, the trophy for the most innovative Confucius Institute in the world. And Professor Nyagura wants to go even further. His development projects in the teaching of the Chinese language in Zimbabwe are as ambitious as ever.
We have already put in place plans to construct a dedicated center with the different facilities that we think are required for us to be able to adequately meet the needs of learners, both at university level, at high school level, and at primary school level.
A growing number of Zimbabweans now learn Chinese and actively participate in various activities to promote educational and cultural exchanges between the two countries. For Professor Nyagura, achieving this goal means he's ready for the next.